Hello, welcome back, viewers and subscribers. And for those who are joining us for the first time, welcome to the Halftime TV family. We're here to discuss the fixtures today. I won't go in too much details, just give you an overview. And one of the primary questions that have been plaguing me for quite some time now, are there any low-hanging fruits in CONCACAF? We watched the Canadian team play, we watched Panama play, we watched Honduras, we watched all the teams. But is there really a team that we can look at and say, okay, this may probably be an easy fixture? Now, in the next 9 or 10 minutes or so, I'll go into the details on those. But before I do so, thanks to my sponsors, Quicklink Shipping. Follow them on Instagram at Quicklink Shipping. RS Sports Store for all your sporting apparel. Reach out to RS Sports Store. CSA Shop. CSA Shop. Be free. Be confident. Now, first question I have, does ranking really matter when it comes down to World Cup qualifiers or even to football games in general? I know beforehand it helps your psychological preparation and that sort of thing, knowing that, okay, this team is probably ranked lower than I am. As a result, you have an idea what to expect, or probably this team is ranked higher than I am. So you know that you should be going into that game with expectancy of high intensity football, that sort of thing. But personally, I don't think that should be the case. I think you should go into every game with the same mentality, to win, to play intense football, to play aggressive, and at the end of the day, to get a result. But who knows? That's my opinion. Now, the teams in our zone, or in the octagon, as they're calling it, are Mexico, USA, Costa Rica, Honduras, El Salvador, and Canada, as well as Panama. Right? Now, all these teams, tied with Jamaica, of course, will be playing for the 3.5 World Cup places come 2022 in Qatar. Now, the reason I said 3.5 is the top 3 teams, they'll qualify automatically, and then the fourth team, the fourth place team, will go to the playoff round, where they play the person in the similar position from the other confederation. I think more than likely it will be the Asian Confederation. Now, Mexico is the highest ranked team in CONCACAF. They're at 11th. USA comes in at 20, and Jamaica is at 45. Now we're followed by Costa Rica, who's at 50. Looking at that, is it possible for us to look past these variables? Because we know it makes for FIFA's coefficient and all of those things. They need these ranking systems to put their books in order and to organize everything based on their documentation. But is it really a case that we need to read into these rankings? Because personally, I don't think so. I think I've watched the Canadian team play, and they're putting down some brilliant football, albeit the opposition that they're up against haven't been the strongest. Nonetheless, they look like a team with a purpose. And John Herdman, the coach of the Canadian team, he came out and said in an interview on TSN that there is genuine chemistry in this team, and he even regarded this crop of players with the Canadian squad as Canada's golden generation. The Guzman, the person with the most caps for Canada, he said he thought the Canadian national team was making not only heroes, but they were making gods of the game. And that's quoting what he said. It is quite interesting, because you go through the Canadian roster and you see maybe 2 or 3 big name players that are playing in Europe as things stand, and you say, but I don't know the rest of these guys. Could they really mount a genuine challenge for the World Cup qualifying places? Mind you, Canada hasn't been to a World Cup since 1986. That was their lone run to the World Cup. The other teams in our zone, I think maybe 4 of the teams have been to only 1 World Cup. Jamaica, 1 World Cup. El Salvador, 1 World Cup. I think El Salvador's World Cup came in 1970. Honduras, 1 World Cup. And Panama, we saw Panama at the last World Cup in 2018. So that's 4 of the teams, 4 teams making it to 1 World Cup. The remaining teams, Mexico has been to 16 World Cup. The United States has been to 10. Costa Rica has been to 5. So these teams are actually World Cup teams, if we are to be honest with ourselves. They have the experience I think all 5 of Costa Rica's World Cups came recently, and their best finish was in the quarterfinal. The US best finish was in the semifinal, and that was all the way back in 1930. Mexico finished in the quarterfinal as well. So we go through and we say, okay, probably we won't get the better of Mexico over both legs. I can't see Jamaica beating Mexico home and away. It is just the reality of the matter. But nonetheless, football is played on the day, as it is often said. And if the team goes out there with the guile and the heart and the hunger and the determination that we want to see, then they should be able to do well. The other teams, they're not expecting to come second or to come third in the group. They're expecting to come first. So if you're aiming to finish third in the group from the onset, or to snatch that third place spot, as some may put it, then your ambition is far too low to begin with. I know you'll say we have to be realistic, but the reality of the matter is we should be competing for the top place. And if we fail to get to that top place, then second place is a cushion, and if not second, then third. But that should be the last resort. As your parents always say, you aim for the stars. If you miss, you fall back on clouds. So that's something interesting that I wanted to look at. Also, our first few games, I think the qualifiers begin in September of 2021. They finish in March 2022, and then the playoffs will be held in I think June 2022. So our first 3 games will be against Mexico, Panama, and Costa Rica, right? I think of those games, only one of those games is at home, and the game against Panama will be the game at home. Now, our recent run-ins with Panama has been bittersweet. We've had some joy, but we've also had some heartbreak. But I think we should be more than able to get those 3 points and to begin on a positive note. The kickoff against Mexico will be a little bit trickier, because we know Mexico, they're a top team filled with top quality players, and they are organized, if I'm to be honest with myself. And going into the World Cup qualifiers, organization will be the most important factor, because as I said in my previous video, football is played both on the field and off the field. And currently, the Jamaica Football Federation doesn't seem to be playing any football off the field whatsoever. And it's showing in how our team is playing. It is showing in the appearances that we've made lately, and the showings that we've given. So I want them to get everything sorted out as soon as possible. We have the Gold Cup fast approaching, which we can see as somewhat a preparation going to the World Cup qualifiers. I think it should give us a good base to build on, and then we can go from strength to strength come September when the World Cup qualifiers begin. But let me know in the comment section, folks, what games do you think we should be looking forward to most? Is there a fixture that you consider easy? Who are the low-lying fruits in CONCACAF? Because I can't see any low-hanging fruits right now, and we know that's where you pick up your points. You see if you can get 3 points here, you can probably get a draw there, you can avoid defeat, that kind of thing. Currently, I'm seeing maybe 4 or 5 top teams that I can see mounting a genuine push for World Cup 2022, and based on what's happening with the Jamaica Football Federation and the backroom staff, we are the least organized of all the teams in CONCACAF. An next point to that I want to highlight, and I want to clarify this, folks. When I come on my platform and I present information to you, I am not by any means whatsoever trying to be your news outlet, quote unquote. I present the information that's made available through my sources, both in the Jamaica Football Federation, in the Jamaica national team, in the news, as well as in CONCACAF. So when I present information to you, it is based on my sources, and my sources are 100% credible. So the onus is now on you. If I present something and you don't think it sounds right or whatnot, you do your research, and if it is indeed incorrect, you let me know. But until you you check the information that I present and it says, okay, that's not the case. I genuinely do not appreciate folks filling up the comment section with negative comments about news being fake and that sort of thing. All right. So I know everyone's free to their opinion. And as I like to say, if everyone had the same opinion, the world would be a boring place. But having said that, please try to keep it as positive and as forward looking as possible, because when I come on this platform, it is only to present to you the information that is made available to me through my sources. All right. As I said, going back to the matter at hand, the Reggae Boyz, they have some interesting fixtures coming up. Their first three fixtures, Mexico, Panama, and Costa Rica. It is. I am anticipating that one and with eager and all of that, because I am desperate to see what will be our end game. There is currently some disconnect with the playing staff and the coach and the federation, but I hope all of that will be resolved in time for the qualifiers or players situation. We have a large pool of players to choose from to ensure that we can settle on the best 11, so to speak, to bring us through, or the best 23, however way you want to put it, to bring us through and to ensure that we get through to our first World Cup since 1998. Now, as I said before, a number of the teams in our group are vying for a second World Cup place. Panama, they were at the last World Cup. They had a good showing, and they would have still had that taste on their mouth of what the experience was like. Honduras, same thing. I think they were at the 2014 World Cup. Again, it's relatively new, the feeling of being in that World Cup stadium and the exuberance of the fans and all of that. Our last encounter came in 1998, which is quite some time away, and the feeling would have been foreign to us now, because some of the players who are playing now, who knows, maybe their parents, their fathers were among the squad that initially made that push for World Cup 1998. So we'll be hoping to get back on good grounds. I hope the issues that are behind the scenes are resolved in time, and then we can push forward, because having seen these fixtures, it will be quite a difficult run of fixtures, a run of games, and we need all the focus to be played on the football that is on the field, instead of off-field issues and organizational issues and administrative issues. We need to sort or get her house in order, for lack of a better term, and then we can mount a push for that first place spot. And as I said, aim for the stars. If you don't reach, then you can fall back on this on the clouds. So aim for that first place spot. If we don't get the first place spot, second, and then if not second, then last resort would be third. But who knows? Maybe that half spot for the playoff will suffice as well. But nonetheless, I am positive. I'm hopeful. I'm expecting the Jamaica Football Federation and Coach Theodore Whitmore to resolve all the issues that are currently going on. And we can look forward to a productive World Cup campaign with the Reggae Boyz. Guys, we're behind you 100%. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get to World Cup 2022.